Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Comic-Con forecast. Now, normally we jump in right to the map and tell you what's going on. Unfortunately, this week that in the United States, we were dealing with Hurricane Florence. I personally have family in the area in different states around the affected areas. I know many creators are being affected by this. We are very nervous about the potential for the catastrophic rain that they're calling for. We're very worried about our fellow creators and people in the area. Please take safety. Do not try to go to a show if it endangers your life. As of right now, last we saw it, it looks like the center of it's going to hit North Carolina, sparing a lot of South Carolina, but still there could be a lot of damage. We're going to give you the up to the minute as of filming this that we know is going on right now. It is a Category 2 hurricane, so it is still very dangerous, and there's already been a definite show cancellation. We're going to get all into all that, so bear with us, buckle up, and let's get on to the Comic-Con Highway. Of course, this is the Comic-Con Highway for week ending September 14th through the 16th. This is going to be it's going to be a hard one to go over in the Northeast, just because there's a few cancellations and a few travel things. So there's going to be some issues. We're going to start over here in the West Coast and starting at Rencon Fair. That's going to feature Eddie D'Angelina. That's September 15th through the 16th. Down in California, you're going to have the Republic Comic Con featuring Gabe Cohen. In Michigan is going to be the Monroe Comic Con featuring my friend Frank James Bailey. In Illinois, the Castle Perilous Games and Books is going to be featuring the amazing Brian K. Morris of the Furthermore program that we're always talking about. Never mind the Furthermore. Brian K. Morris, great indie advocate in his own right, does amazing things. Please, if you're in Illinois, go check him out. In Ohio is going to be the Cincinnati Comic Expo. It's going to be featuring Devil's Dues, Ash McCows, Ashley Witter, Josh Blaylock, and of course we talk about his amazing book on this show and on Indie Advocates very often. Kaylin Smith, D.B. Stanley, Daniel Lister, Pat Shand, Scott Schmidt, Julio A. Guerrero, and Jerry Faye Maynard. The last three, Julio and last two, I should say, Julio and Jerry are not actually part of Devil's Due. All the other amazing creators are part of that group. We're going to go more into that in a few minutes and show you a deeper look at that show because it's got so many people going on. Vermont's got Gary Henderson, of course, the Pyramid Knights creator, and Michael Wagner, very much into a lot of different books. Impressive. Another impressive show that might be touched a little bit by bad weather because of the hurricane. This is one of those shows that we've been checking in with, and we've been in contact with them. So far, nothing has changed. The programming will go as it is to be. Hopefully, it won't be affected too badly. But in Pennsylvania, Keystone Comic Con featuring Dirk Manning, Chris Matt, Todd Black, Caleb Toussaint, Dale Lazavar, and Source Point Press, all going on. Amazing creators are going to be there. Thank you to Bob Sally for the tip that Source Point Press is going to be there. In Texas, the Fandemic Tour featuring the Webbs and Jay Gillespie is happening on 9/16. In Florida, the Fandom Kissimmee is going to feature me and Nicole Jobin doing a panel about comics in the classroom. The Asylum Convention and Entertainment Services, the ACES, ACES table, are going to be there on the 15th. If you guys are looking for Comic-Con representation, you might want to look into that group. That's going to be happening in my home state of Florida. And, of course, I'm going to be there so you guys can come see me. And an international show is going to be happening in Britain's coolest comic convention with Kev Davies this Saturday at the International Comics Expo. Now we're going to jump into a whole bunch of stuff. But before we go any further, we want to get to the cancellation right away. Greensboro Comic Con has had to officially reschedule. They have rescheduled for January 12th through the 13th, 2019. I know a lot of people are going to be bummed about this, but safety has to come first. As of today, I'm going to read this to you. As of today, September 12th, the city of Greensboro has officially declared a state of emergency for the entire Greensboro area. In the interest of safety, all of our Greensboro family, friends, guests, and attendees will be moving the date to the Greensboro Comic-Con to January 12th through the 13th. I think they did the right call here. They're going to be honoring the tickets. They're going to be returning. They're going to get all the guests they can to return. They apologize, of course, for the inconvenience. They can't be held accountable. They'll have they'll hold your, let's see, we will give more details, but as we speak, we'll give more very details soon, but we ask that you please hold your questions until Monday after the storm passes in order for our staff to properly answer and assess all inquiries. Please be careful out there, everyone, and we will see you in January. And that's from Alan Gill, the Greensboro Comic-Con crew. Nothing you can do about that. Weather's going to be affecting some cons every so often. This is unfortunately a dangerous situation. It's not just bad weather, it's deadly bad weather. So please, please be careful. We're going to hit up the convention scene real quick and see what's going on this week. In Hawaii, the Hampton Beach Prince Hotel is going to be home for HawaiiCon in Waimanini, Hawaii. I hope I'm getting that close to right. That already started today and will run through the 16th. In Brandstone, Africa, this is the Comic-Con Africa. ZA, I believe, is Zimbabwe, maybe? I hope I'm getting that right. I might be wrong. It's in South Africa. That's on the 14th tomorrow. 14th through the 16th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, we'll have the Keystone Comic-Con. We're going to check in on that in just a few minutes. The 14th through the 16th in Cincinnati, Ohio, we'll have the Cincinnati at Comic Expo, which, of course, we've already had featured. That's going to have be at the Duke Energy Convention Center in Houston, Texas. The 14th through the 16th, of course, is going to have the Fandemic Tour Houston. That's going to be the NRG Center. And then also Comic-Con Africa apparently is listed twice. So I'm going to assume that's just a typo. In Orlando, Florida, there's the Hero Hype Convention. I only heard about this checking the list. I don't know a lot about it. It's apparently in Orlando. I'll be in Kissimmee, not the same show, I don't believe. I know for a fact it's actually not the same show, so I don't know a lot about that. And no one invited me to be there. Zaire. Thank you, Chuck. Chuck said that that's in Zaire. Thank you, man. I would have never known that. So it's in Zaire, Africa. Good thing I looked up right then. 9/15, Monroe Comic-Con, of course, we were talking about this, is going to be at the Monroe County Fair Association Expo Center. And unfortunately, the Cartersville, Georgia show, Cartersville Comic-Con, that's at the Clarence Brown Convention Center. That is still happening on the 15th. I thought it was the North Carolina show for a second. The Canton Hall of Fame City Comic-Con in the Cantic Memorial Center is happening on the 15th. Also on the 15th is going to be either in Merced, California, is going to be the California Republic Comic-Con. 9/15 to the 9/16 in Maryland will be the Datista Small Press Expo. As far as I know, they are still planning to have that show. Last I checked, they did not put up anything to say that they would not be having it. In Berea, I guess, Vermont. I'm sorry if I got that one wrong. It's going to be the Vermont Comic-Con. That's the 15th through the 16th. Unfortunately, this is the show that got canceled, the Greensboro Comic-Con. So if you guys had plans there, please do not attempt to go to that show. Stay home, stay safe. And this is a weird one. Thought Bubble starts on Monday. We're going to mention it because it goes from Monday to the 23rd next week. Apparently, it's like a conference of creativity, and there'll be some Comic-Con thing going on in there. So that's kind of badass. I mean, that's a 7-day Comic-Con. How many times have you heard of that? That even beats New York and San Francisco. It even beats Dragon Con. So that's it for the convention scene. Of course, we've been teaming with Convention Scene to bring you all the Comic-Cons that we can on the Comic-Con forecast. We're going to dive a little deeper, show you guys some of the intricacies of some of these shows, including we wanted to talk about an extra second on the Keystone Comic-Con. So we're going to go to there. We're going to open that up, and we're okay. So we're going to start over here in the Cincinnati Comic Expo, and we're going to show you some people who are going to be here. Of course, here is the Devil's Due booth, and we wanted to give you guys a look at the beautiful creators behind the Devil Do brand. You guys can see them. They're going to be at booth 328, and they're going to have a sketch duel, so that's kind of cool. Julio A. Guerrera and Ben Miller are going to be at the Cincinnati Comic Expo, so you can check them out. My good friend Jerry Faye Maynard is going to be also there, and you can say hello to her. She's going to be at D51 and 52, and she's asking Julio where he's going to be. And, of course, Julio is going to be there somewhere. Julio didn't tell us exactly where, but looks like a fantastic show. So if you're going to be in the Cincinnati area, definitely something to check out. If you're in the Northeast and hopefully safe, and hopefully Pennsylvania is not going to be affected by much, you're going to be able to see Todd Black, who's going to be at the Keystone Comic Con. Dave Lazavar. I always think I'm saying his name wrong. I apologize if I am, Dale. You're the man. Chris Madd's going to be there, my good friend. Dirk Menning, the man of black, the indie creator who always hides his face. And no one knows why. He's not that ugly. I mean, I wouldn't date him. I'm more of a Brad Pitt guy. Caleb Toussaint is going to be there showing off Nook greatness and also talking about Walter Life and maybe talking about some other new exciting stuff he's working on. Bob Sally, I do not believe he said he wasn't going to be here for this one, but he was talking about all these, and I'm quoting here. So this is a quote from Bob Sally. If you're at Keystone Comic Con or in Philadelphia area this weekend, look for the large assortment of morons. Once again, his words, not mine. Nothing but love. Of course, there's Travis. There's Mrs. Pierce, or not Mrs., Miss Pierce. I always get those. The female front is never as easy as Mr., but she should be Miss. Yeah, Miss. So I don't know. I know a couple of these fine creators, but I don't know the names off the top of my head. Please don't hate me for not knowing that. I think we've covered it all except for one other quick thing. From Life on the Road, Dirk Manning gives us a report. There's a lot of great cons this weekend. He ain't kidding, including Keystone Comic Con of Philadelphia, where you'll be able to find himself, Dirk Manning, Dan Doherty, Joshua Ross, Howie Nodelchin. I don't know, Howie Noel. That's how I always call him. Rich Bloom, Rob Hogan, and others in Cincinnati Comic Expo, where you'll find Victor Dandridge Jr., which I wanted to make sure that we had that on there. I couldn't officially see anything for him, but this was breaking to me right before we went on the program. So I wanted to make sure that we got all this. And Kaylin Smith and the rest of the Devil's Due publishing crew, amongst other, and the Monroe Comic-Con, run by Gary J. Peelit, who's the Murderers Row of talent, including Glenn Fabre. My point, we're living in a golden age of geekdom, my friends. Whether you travel takes you, no matter wherever your travel takes you this weekend, go forth and support creators of original content. Doing this will not only improve the quality of your life, but theirs too. How fantastic is that from Dirk Manning? We should actually see if Victor Dandridge has anything listed on this. Has he actually put it? Victor Dandridge is the man, of course, always working on some fantastic things. I'm trying to see if he has where he'll be. I know he's been doing a lot with Wizard World, and that has come to – oh, so here it is. The first time in a long time, I'm back. All right. We're actually going to be able to put this on the show. I'll make sure to add this in. I'm back. The HWMIC is teaming up with Kevin Mitchell of Twisted Wire to take over Geekdom. Come see us at booth 353 and get something great to add to your collection. So we'll be adding that in. I'm glad we took the time to look deeper. We always want to be able to support you guys the best that we can. So we do this. We check every avenue we can. We waited late into the day today to give you the best we can. Later than I even should be doing this video. I'm kind of cutting into my physical therapy time. But the hurricane demanded that we took this a little bit seriously. Not a little, but a lot seriously. So we got a lot of extra content for you guys. I know it's a longer video than normal, but the Comic-Con season, this is the road to New York Comic-Con. It gets crazy. The convention scene, there's a lot of cons going on, as we see. This is like probably the busiest time of the Comic-Con season is right now up until about middle of October. And in middle October, you see, actually, no, I'd say to Halloween. And then suddenly after Halloween, there is a slowdown, which is obvious. And then we'll be talking about 2019 before you guys even realize it. How crazy is that? There's a New York WinterCon. I actually got to look at that. I got to see about that. That sounds fun, but we're going to be talking about 2019. Of course, I'll finally be going off the road. For those who don't know, I've been on the road since last March. As of right now, I have a show in November. I'm trying to get out of another one. I think someone wants me to do possibly a late November show. I am very serious about taking December and January and February off because I want to write a book and I want to catch up on some things. Plus, I believe Jax is going to be starting a new school. So we're at the end of the Comic-Con season. Can you guys believe where we're at? Oh, I'm also going to be doing Claremont. So I'm going to be doing Claremont, and I'm going to do that Daytona takeover in November. So I'm excited, but I'm also sad. It's been a great year of meeting people. And even to know now that, like, I'm at the end of the road for the year, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to know that we've gone through this year together. We've seen this great expansion of how we've done the Comic-Con Highway. We've introduced the forecast map. Look at how many people are telling us where they're going to be now. How awesome is that? I remember a time when we were covering 2 people in a Comic-Con Highway and talking about shows that we didn't know anywhere would they be. And now we have this huge list of creators who entrust us with their travel details. Thank you guys for that support. We do appreciate it. Please be safe this weekend. I am dead serious about that. I'm a comic book fan for life. I love Comic-Cons. I've done too many of them this year, but it's not worth risking your safety, your family's safety. Please stay home this weekend if you're in any area that is in any way affected by this storm. And thank you all for tuning in this evening. Please be safe. And if for those of you who are not affected by the hurricane, get out there and support amazing creators. Look at this map. It is lit up this year, this week, and it has been a great honor to advocate for these amazing projects. I'll see you guys in Kissimmee. For those of you in Florida, tons of stuff going on Midwest, Northeast. It's on fire this week. So if you're around here, your problem is choosing where you want to go, because all that's drivable. From New York to here, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours at most. Tons of great stuff to do. Please avoid the hurricane. Try to go to Vermont maybe and stay where it's safe. Keystone, I hear Philadelphia might get really lucky, so that might be a good place to go. Remember to go to the Comic-Con Highway and support a creator. Here's a great idea. Find them on Kickstarter, back their book, get a PDF version. Then go find them on the Comic-Con Highway and buy their actual book from them and make their year. My name is Mr. Anderson, and I am the advocating voice for all these Comic-Cons. I am the Unboxable Advocating Creator and known as the devilish indie creator who will tempt you with my tales. And this has been the only program on the internet that brings you all the amazing Comic-Cons that you can go to. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week for another fantastic edition of the Comic-Con Forecast.